through property taxes, have gotten large amounts of money to modernize their schools. And so a lot of what they've done is build up, you know, take care of the plumbing, build extra classrooms, extra buildings, and that's basically what Ann Darling did. They kept a lot of the portables off to the side here, back in this area, but they built up 2-story building, and they built a new administrative library as part of it. And so if you go to Grant, I think Grant has 3 floors. Anyone knows where Grant is downtown? Well, I think 5th, 6th Street. No, I heard it has a top floor, 3rd. It's not very big, yeah. They have 3 floors up top. So a lot of these schools are getting modernized, which is something that, since we're all District 3 residents, we all play a role in that as far as taxpayers. So this school has always been a K5? No, it was a K6 at one point, right?
K6 at one point, in 80 to change to a K5. Just 5 years ago, they had their 80th reunion there, and 2,000 people showed up. The school is named after, her actual name is Miss Ann Darling. She was a school teacher for 29 years, and then was a county supervisor for district, whatever the school district was. Like, I don't know if it was not a unified thing, but that's who it was named after. And everything around here is named after her. Ann Darling Bowl, Ann Darling Drive, Ann Darling Shopping Center. Everything is Ann Darling. Ann Darling Apartments right there. So she was a big influence here in the 1800s.
And it was a trilingual school.
Yeah, that's right. And I went there, my son went there, my mother went there, all my family went there, all my friends went there. From there we went to Roosevelt, and then San Jose High, and then after that, who knows where anybody goes. But that's what we did.
And so when we say 85 years, just to give you an idea of how long it's been around, our grandmother, who is still alive, lives with us, is 81. So she went and was a graduate of one of the first graduate classes of Ann Darling. So just to give you an idea of how long the school has been around.
I taught there for 25 years.
Oh, did you?
There we go.
Nice.
From Ann Darling.
You might have taught George.
Yeah, what
Got
year?
any stories?
What was the last year? You might have had me as a student.
2000.
Don't say anything
I
bad.
stopped at 2000 or 20,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I might have had our kids.
Yeah.
I had everybody under the sun. I've been here since 1980.
1980. Wow.
So you remember the reunion, right? Yeah.
Really
So
nice.
you've been at Ann Darling as a teacher since 1980. I was at Ann Darling in the 80s. So hopefully I'm not dating myself.
But I was a bilingual teacher, so if you were learning, if you were doing Spanish, I was one of you.
I should have put you in her class.
I know.
And I was strict.
You're better off now. The only bilingual we have is right here, Alex.
Poquito español.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do then, as far as the tour then, we're going to walk you by Ann Darling. I think they locked the gates on us, but we'll walk you by so you can check it out, and then we'll take you over to the food bowl, and then we'll walk through 2 or 3 spots in the food bowl, and then kind of walk you through Ann Darling and kind of talk about some pluses and some issues that we have going on and how we've targeted the issues. My wife Alex has been doing a lot of work with the Ann Darling principal as far as speeding and traffic calming up and down this street here. So it gets really bad at times, whether it's on the weekend or late at night, but especially there's been quite a few times where kids have almost gotten hit. So the principal is real adamant too and has been working with us on working with I think DOT, right, on doing a lot of the traffic on, and Councilmember Peralez's office as far as getting that in place. So we'll talk about that as well. So
It'll be a short walk. We're just gonna walk around and we'll be right back.
yeah.
You know, 'cause the clock's ticking, it's getting dark.
So why don't we walk to the
They
intersection
start
and
over
Alex, you
here
can talk about the
speedy, then they
traffic
come down.
calming, what they're
By
gonna
the
do at
time they get
intersection
done
down there.
past my house,
So-
they're going full blast.
Are you on 33rd?
Yeah.
All right, so Alex, go ahead and talk to us about what's been going on the street.
Well, you know, we have our 5 boys that have come to Ann Darling, and right now we have 3 boys that are currently here, and you know, we cross the street a lot, so we see a lot of the traffic that goes around here, and I mean, I see it with my own eyes daily, morning, noon, and night, and it's crazy. I mean, people will speed all the way from McKee Road all the way down to here. I mean, they race, they drive like nuts. And it's an ongoing thing throughout the day. So I finally had it when I was crossing south, and a car was speeding, and we went to turn, but his car like fishtailed. So he came back towards me and he like just missed me by this much.
Whoa.
And at that point, I was like, had I been walking with my boys, they would have been right here. They would have been hit right out there. So I started talking to the neighbors, started petitioning, and we started talking to the city council, and finally Raul responded, and DOT has started a project. They're going to add the flashing beacons right here, the textured walkway right here. They're going to add some edge lines. They're also going to curve the sidewalk so it makes it more narrow. And they're going to, that stop sign right there, nobody stops. They don't stop. It's just a quick go around. They're going to also add the textured walkway and put bigger signs, and they're going to curve the sidewalks as well to make it more narrow. So, you know, I'm really happy to say that as far as we know, the project is starting now in August. They're going to start getting into deeper planning, I believe, in November, and hopefully it'll start in February, the actual changes being
How
made
about
here.
speed bump?
No, they said that they're against state and federal law. So that's why they're going to ask the textured. I asked them at least the textured, you know, like when you go to Costco and you go over the card and you're like, you know. So I think that'll help with the cars realizing, okay, I better slow down. So they agreed that they will do that. And the edge lines, they say when they add the edge lines, it gives them a visual that the street is actually more narrow than it is. So hopefully that will help as well. So
That doesn't help on the other side.
well, I'm hoping that the curved, because there's yeah, they're gonna they're gonna do that here and on that side, and I believe on that side. So I'm hoping that'll help as well. You know, it'll hopefully make them slow down. If not, I'm gonna have to stand out here with a stop sign myself, which I would do.
Yeah.
So,
Who's doing the speeding, Alex? Is it neighbors or is it cut through or what is it?
Unfortunately, after all the researching that they did, they said it's pretty much people that live in this neighborhood.
Really? Oh.
And I see one thing that as people come off the freeway, they're coming off quickly, so they're already in that fast mode, so they just fly into here, you know. But residents are upset. It's, you know, I've talked to so many people. I've had so many people that neighbors and parents and teachers. I've had so many people, teachers tell me that they've been almost hit or that they've actually been hit. They've had
That
an
guy almost hit
accident.
that guy right there.
Yeah, so
You sit out here, you can see it.
Yeah, if you spend a day out here, you'll see it. There's no doubt about it. We have cameras that point, and I literally sat there one day for a whole day watching all these cars go by.
Well, we actually had a road rage
Yeah.
thing up on 33rd today.
Oh,
A
wow.
guy cut off someone cutting in, peeling around the corner, and cut someone off, and he was racing after him, trying to catch him.
Wow.
And got down to Allen Rock and pulled alongside him, and they were yelling at each other.
Yeah.
So,
Does
insane.
anybody in San Jose have traffic cameras? Has anybody ever done that?
The traffic cameras here.
We have cameras on particular intersections. Right now, they're really strictly to monitor that intersection for, you know, obviously when the traffic lights go out or there's an accident happening in the area.
So
something
not
like
for-
that.
not for
traffic enforcement. No.
Looks like
I
it's
have
a
one.
dead end.
Here, it's all the way at the end. So it turns. No, it ends where it doesn't continue, but it turns. So it goes all the way around the neighborhood.
Is that why they're going down there, or is it just cut through traffic?
It's not a cut through at all. It's just the neighborhood. Yeah.
Just a neighborhood.
They used to have the cars. They used to sit their car and with their guns or whatever they call those things and watch
The radar.
radar. Yeah, I remember those.
So, well, what really happened here is there used to be a third way to get in here through the back. There was a guy that lived back here, and there was a wrench, and he had that. He used to be able, when we were kids, we wanted to stay away from Johnny Laws, and we'd sneak in through the back, right back through here. That's what we would do. But they blocked that off, they built those condos, so now you got more traffic and more density here than you really need. So you're gonna get a lot of that driving through here that wasn't here 10 years ago. I think they were built in 2000 maybe, something like that. But they had that back way behind, from Mayberry to there, you can get here.
Yeah, it's
We had
really
3
hard
exits.
to tell right here.
So now you got Ann Darling, and 33rd, and that's it.
That
You
would
got
take,
too many people here at one time.
yeah, that would take you out to King Road, basically.
King Road.
Yeah.
Remember that? Back there, you'd be able to go through.
And so for those of you in the neighborhoods, I mean, I'm sure a lot of neighborhoods have traffic issues, because that was one of the big things that people have told us. So the process wasn't easy. So it started, it was a few months, right? It started, I think, when Sam was still the council member, working through his office, and then we were just lucky enough that by partnering with your school, neighborhood school or neighborhood center, whatever you have in your neighborhood, partner up with them, get some neighbors on your side, and then work with your council member. Because what helped push it through was doing that, partnering up with the school, the principal, the district, getting some neighbors, some parents that live on your side, Little Portugal North, that come to Aunt Darling and are fed up with the traffic. And then working with Councilmember Perales actually helped push it, get it on the map. So they were able to, so DOT came out and did a study. Without his help, they wouldn't have come out and did a study. So those are some of the keys, and it will take you 2, 3, 4 months, but you just got to keep pushing it, because like I tell people, and back then I was telling Fred Buzo this, what does it take? One kid to get hit, and then what? Then we're all of a sudden we're going to think about putting traffic calming and things like that in. So we got to be proactive. So in your neighborhoods, think about that and get with your neighborhood associations and kind of map out a plan and get with your council assistant. You want to add anything on that process?
No, I'm excited and anticipating it, and I tell the parents it's coming, just wait, it's coming, and I'm like a little monitor when I'm out here walking around.
Are the parents pretty good? I mean, right, teach the parents.
No, unfortunately, a lot of the the issues that we have are parents with the crosswalk guards. They complain that a lot of the drivers will actually egg them on, like tease them, and they're like stop and they're like going and it's unfortunately it's parents too. So I'm just hoping that this will slow it down a little more. Because,
this school has over 600 students, so if it's 4 or 5 parents that are not handling business the way they should, there's far more that are. But the good thing about it is we have a principal that will come out, and he will get in whether it's good or bad, he will get in the parents' face kind of to educate them on the rules of, in his mind, dropping off the students. And so
he's a stickler about that, and I'm hoping with his help and with the help of with this changes here, they're going to see, okay, you know what, people are paying attention now. We better start slowing down, because they're doing something about the issue that's going on here. So he's very persistent and very helpful with that.
And getting something here is better than nothing. And then we can go from there. If it's not working, then we can go back to the drawing board. But something is better than nothing.
At least it's a start.
Yeah.
It sounds like you guys have had some good successes. Do you think this is a good time to segue into the pilot program?
Yes, I was on my mind. So here's the thing. Pete is going to be, step in anytime you want, Pete. Pete's going to be purchasing a radar gun.
Antonina has it right now?
Antonina, all right, excellent. So, that is small. I see. He's big old ones, and we could spot those and try to slow down. Right? With that, we won't be able to slow down. So, the idea behind this is that neighborhood leaders pay a few dollars, we'll rent it, because that costs $200 to $300. So we would like to help Pete and recoup some of that cost. And the idea behind it is that we're going to use it here at Andaran is sometimes you think people are speeding just because they rev up their car, but they're really not. So we could kind of do our own mini test as a neighborhood, send out here a couple times a week for 30 minutes and just kind of get a gauge on what speeding looks like and sounds like and feels like. And so we're going to be piloting it in our neighborhood at Darney. I'm sure you're going to do that somewhere down in your neighborhood.
Well, go ahead and jump in.
We're going to do it in Hyde Park because we have an issue on our street. One of the things is that the street curves and we have no lights. So at that curved area, a number of our neighbors have had damage done to their cars. one just recently was totally damaged, totally done, and then a couple other ones had several weeks.
Is that the traffic circles?
No, it's in between the traffic circles. No, the street is long enough. They start on the other side of heading. They rev up. They start just kind of like what's happening here. They start speeding down, and then it comes to a jog in our street, and that's the area that has the most accidents. Besides them speeding, they have no visual of either when it's dark at nighttime too. So there's a couple issues here. So we're gonna be working targeting that.
I like those traffic
So we
Yeah.
Turn it over to you to talk
So let's just walk through the food bowl. We'll make it quick. Yeah. Berger Schultz's family owned it for 40 years. They got kind of the rent got raised and they were gone. But this was the place to go. Everybody from San Jose High, food, everybody ate here. You could get a hamburger and a cheese, soda and fries for like $1.50. And then closed it, what, maybe 15 years ago? When everybody got kind of pushed out. But this was the place to go if you lived around here. 49er. Okay, we'll move down.
Is that the Alex's 49er, the one over in Bass?
That's a
different
bar.
one. Okay.
That's the staging area for the pink poodle.
I know all
It
about
was
it.
really great. You could buy everything. Over here, well, this was all in Dartmouth, right? Over here was a coffee shop. Ran kind of different than regular coffee shops. It changed names 3 or 4 times. But thanks to Sam Licardo and the guy that works for him, Paul, and then later on Bob Prowlis. It got George Clyden doing a little undercover investigation. It's finally closed, and I believe it's a restaurant now. It shuts at 10 o'clock. When it used to go to 2 in the morning, loud music and a lot of other stuff. But it used to be the Darmart where you could buy baseball cards. And then, so now it's this. So let's just keep going. We're rolling now. This used to be, this is a food bowl over here. Was Italian owned for 50 years. And it's no longer, it's now Food Bowl 99. As you can see, everything is Dan Darling here. It still says it, but no one hardly calls it. But it's Dan Darling.
Hey, Bill, you said 15 years ago there were changes happened. What was that all about?
You know what? The property got sold.
Oh, okay.
And the new owner raised everything up, and everybody had to, you know.
Okay, so it wasn't a systemic thing. It was just, okay.
Even the bowling alley.
Are they doing that?
Yeah, Pete brought up that they spell Ann Darling wrong all the time. But this was a shopping center to be at, right? It was a place to go. So we're moving through. These are historic landmarks here. If you live in San Jose, you drive down McKee Road, you see this stuff. Okay, Food Bowl. Now it's Food Bowl 99, something else. Yeah.
They sell everything. You know, when it's, you know, like when you go to Cancun, those little huts.
Modernized.
Oh, like a palapa.
Yeah, something like that. I think you need to move out because
Yeah, I know. Come on over here.
It smells good.
462 households, supposedly 600 people, according to the census, live in this neighborhood. But I never counted them. Right here used to be Rexall's Drugs. Yeah, remember that? Rexall's Drugs, everybody come here and get their prescription. It was actually locally owned too. The person that owned it or ran it lived in the neighborhood. They all lived back here. This was here, the cleaners and all that, and washer and drug, that was all here. But Rexall Drugs was right here, and this is where everybody came. You know, so anybody any questions yet? Nope, we're going then, let's go.
Is there something happening here?
Well,
We'll end up there? Okay. I saw the new sign.
No, that's not happening.
Oh, it's not? It looks like a brand new sign.
Fabric Emporium for a while.
I don't think so. It won't just kind of adjust.
We're on our van.
Symbols of Vietnamese Two women that on that red guy.
Right over here.
Which is why
Everybody get on this side. And we'll talk for about a minute and a half about this. Everybody get over here because they'll drive through. This used to be the 76 gas station owned by a man named Tony. Everybody took their cars there and they would sit there. It was like the movies, like Pleasantville. You'd sit there, everybody's friendly and chat. But when they took over everything and bought the place out, he had to go. And this is what you see now. It was a tire place, it was something else. And now it's a storage and people actually living out there. Councilman Raul Perales had a cleanup area here, a cleanup day. We cleaned it up. As you can see, it's no longer clean after, what, a month. And Raul Perales' office is working on getting the building knocked down. The whole neighborhood wants it knocked down. The day they knock it down, there'll be champagne pink out here. They all want it down because you see people going in and out over the fence, and they kind of stay out here, you know. So, but it used to be a great place. We all had our cars fixed. The guy lived over here around the corner too. So,
as you could tell, the windows have been broken out now. This place has been like this, what, 15 years, 20 years?
A long time. They got a sign out there that says they're going to remodel. Ain't happening. It's not happening. The guy ran out of money or something. It's not happening.
Well, not like that. There's an easement issue with the widening of the
exactly.
If they do any major remodeling, they lose about 20 foot of the parking lot from the key.
That's right.
To the street. And maybe what you can do is get them to waive that for a tear down. That's not a remodeling, but a tear down for a safety hazard.
Yeah, no, that's the ones I'm talking. I mean, they'll buy the champagne once it gets done. Let's keep going. We're moving fast here. We're almost done.
That sign looks brand new out front, Bill.
Huh?
Did they just reset that sign? It looks brand new.
It's been there at least 5 years. It looks good though.
It looks new.
Yeah.
New concrete.
I think it says 2011 on the sign.
Does it? I'm going to go look again. I walked by it earlier.
But Councilman Raul Perales is on top of this, him and his staff, and it's going to happen soon. Yeah, this truck has been here. We tried to get it moved. They actually moved it, but brought it back. That's how things work.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to cross over here. Right here is the Ann Darling Bowling Alley. It used to have Lenny's Bar there, which is a good bar. Joe's Restaurant. It was a bowling alley. As kids, everybody came here. Came all around. Again, the property was sold, and they built Walgreens, Subway. But we have a real place that everybody in this neighborhood likes. Come on over, and I'll show it to you. This is the one place nobody complains about. People love it. They get here at 4 in the morning to eat. Okay. Hold on. Come on over here. Yeah, we're going to point out the street right now.
George is the head of the neighborhood association.
Move over. There's a car
He's been
behind
here
you.
forever. Private property.
I'll get to the side.
If you go down and look at the end of the street, you'll notice there's no sidewalk. There's no curb. There's no curb cut. It's not a street there. It's a parking lot at the edge of the street. And it's been like that forever. Back in the S&I days, we had $500,000 of S&I money that was going to turn this into a real street with sidewalks on both sides, crosswalks and all that. It was the next project on the list when the governor took all the money.
Oh, goodness.
And it was number 4 on the priority list initially when we did all the design for the neighborhood was to clean this up. And obviously 15 years later, it hasn't been done.
Yeah.
Was that 5 Wounds, S&I?
That was the 5 Wounds Brookwood Terrace S&I.
Okay.
So to add on to this street, this is the namesake. This is actually Ann Darling. And so this street off of McKee takes you into the neighborhood. But look at it though.
There's no sidewalk.
Oh, forget that. It's dumpy. I mean, look at it. There's that garbage, and it was clean a few months ago when we came out here and did a cleanup. So I want to say that's the responsibility of the person that owns the shopping mall, the shopping center. And look at it. And you know what we would like is red all that, because what happens is at night we have campers and they're sleeping out here. Sometimes we have big trucks like that truck right there, but bigger out on here, and it's very tight and narrow if you're trying to get home. You know, it's dark, late at night. But look at that garbage though. Should any neighborhood be like that?
No, that's
and this is our namesake street, Ann Darling. Leads right into the neighborhood. Now this is the same spot where 5:15 to 5:30, if you come, there'll be 6 UPS trucks, double parked, guys taking breaks right out here in the middle of the street. And we've tried and nothing, you know, UPS, they don't care. I've even taken pictures of the guys and they're dancing and having fun out here. So I don't, why didn't you take a, you know, look at this, how tight this street. Imagine the width of the UPS trucks out here. So that's another issue that we have with the neighborhood. And so that's something that I'll be talking to our council assistant about, how do we get that taken care of. Because if they're, because one time they say, well, we're reloading. Well, this is such a narrow street, and they're not just reloading, they're taking their breaks out here. This is not a parking lot. This
and they also sell a lot of cars on this street. And in the morning, people will park here and go to work and leave their cars here. So there's a lot. This is the complaints of the neighborhood people. We hear them, and so we're sharing them. Let's get away from some of this negative stuff and show you this place, which is packed all the time. Come take a look at it. They're good owners. Everybody loves them. If you come by here at 5 in the morning, it'll be lined out here. Alex,
Come from all over the town here.
Talk about it, Alex. They sell bread, and everybody loves it here. The whole neighborhood. It's a one
Sounds familiar.
When I sent the message to Tula, I said, please schedule something for now. And she wrote back to you. Here.
Yeah, because
Yeah, it's falling. So I said, please schedule something. And she really please get back to you, but I don't think it's...
I was telling Joel when I was in the
Fresh, they're relying at 8 in the morning, coming out of here. Cash only though.
Yeah, that's a beautiful.
I was hoping the owner would be here so but the owner's not here. That was going to be a little surprise. This is the bowling alley though that we all talked about, with the bar and the restaurant. That's all gone. We have some nice stuff here.
She's wondering how old is this building? So were they the first tenants in this part?
Yeah, Subway. The Subway.
Was it?
Yeah, it was here. And there used to be a Quiznos there. The buildings. Wardo's there now.
Do they? They look newer than to me. But.
well, no, they redid the facade.
Oh, is that what?
Now
Okay.
the Walgreens is the bowling alley and this is the parking.
Out here goes that Great American Leather Conference was in April. And I told them they should go talk to the runners of this place, the pigsty.
And he knows
But this is the bowling alley. And now let's walk back towards the house. It's been a nice walk. We're almost done. Let's go this way.
It's a good tour, Bill.
I think so?
Yeah.
I'm winging it. No,
Yeah. But you know what you're doing. You know, it doesn't need a formal presentation. I saw this earlier. This is kind of a... Really?
I'll pick this up tomorrow. That just got here, Pete said. He was here earlier, just got here. So that's a new addition to the neighborhood.
That's terrible.
Crossing over, be careful. Okay. Tell him I want to see him. Might scare him.
They're here.
Okay, good.
So are you the president of the neighborhood?
No, I'm the father of the president. I really have nothing, no say on it.
He's the grandfather of the neighborhood.
Yeah, I'm the grandfather.
Yeah.
So do you have any committees that you, standing committees that you?
He does. He does. I follow him around. Okay, here's what I want to... You talk about historic landmarks. This is a historic landmark right here. This neighborhood was built in 1956. You're about to meet the first owner that bought the first house in this neighborhood. They've been here, how many years? It's 56 till now,
59.
whatever that is. But they bought the first house. They were going to buy one in Andoni, the guy outbid them.
Well,
And he didn't end up taking it, but they took this one. And they've been here all the time. And I think they're 87 years old and 86 years old, and they vote for you. Well, they voted for you. Yeah. Let me get them out here. We'll surprise them. They'll be really happy to see you. Sam came here one time, talked to them for a couple of hours, and never came back. They tell me that story all the time. Well, you know us, so you might come back.
Maybe you'll come back, huh?
Have to come back.
Well, we'll come front and center. If he's going to make a presentation, you should be up front.
You got a plaque for them? Cool.
Yeah, they've been here the longest, and you know they're actually community. They work all throughout the community. They do a lot of things. They're members of Five Wounds, yeah, the church. They're everywhere. You see them, and they get around big time. I mean, they got a little Volkswagen. How you doing?
Hi.
Hi. Mr. Nunes right here, the longest residence in this neighborhood. Come on up.
We're having a tour of the neighborhood.
Yeah, and I still look for a historic landmark.
Start growing 100 years
This is your councilman, Ron Morales. This is your councilman. Remember we talked about him?
You're the first one to purchase the neighborhood. Like years ago,
Yeah. I told him the story. I told him the story how you're going to buy that house and then you bought this house. How you doing? I'm coming here to visit you. We're looking for historic landmarks, and your house is historic. Come here. It's all right. These are all friends of yours. They're all here to see you. City Councilman Ron Morales.
Hi. Oh my! Why did you get us so warm?
That's why, you know, it's a surprise. And you know what though? We have something for you here, a certificate for all your participation in this neighborhood. You made this neighborhood what it is. And all your participation, I'll give it to you to give to them. You have more standing than I do have. But here we go.
Thank you for all your work in the neighborhood. This is actually, these are all neighborhood residents from District 3, from all over District 3.
Nice to see you.
And they're doing a tour of your neighborhood, so we're going to walk you through it.
And we showed them the bowling alley, where everything was.
And Bill and his son has done more for us in the last couple of months than we've had in 30 years.
Great.
I'm telling you the truth.
But I told...
Let's take a photo.
Yeah, take a photo. He's buying the champagne when we knock the building down.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
If they ever knock it down.
Switch it to photo mode. Sorry about that.
George, you should be up here, George. You're the president. Get over here, quick. On this side.
See, George.
Reluctant hero.
And we want to thank you for, and they do work throughout the community at Holy Cross Church, everywhere. And they're activists. They've been registered for over 50 years to vote. They've done a lot of stuff. Well,
we're trying to get a lot of people to vote right now.
Yeah, they register people. They do a lot of stuff. So you want them on your side if you're a politician.
She makes a good cup of coffee.
Yeah. Well, we'll let you get back into your house and everything. And
Thanks for coming out here.
Yeah, thank you. He's going to be the new captain in this area.
A little quick on the decision there.
If we get our way.
Yeah, I know. He's been tough. He's like,
Take a picture with
I said, hey, community is allowed to put in their input.
Exactly.
You know, I said, yeah. So, yeah.
We call it advocacy.
Yeah, advocacy. I mean, you're
No, we can. No, we can.
you pay my bill, you pay. You pay the captain. So who's gonna tell you no? You can't.
Well, that's kind of our attitude. I think, you know. Yeah.
All right. That's the last historic landmark we got. Now we go home. Let's go.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.